All right, stock dads, welcome to another episode. Look, Fuzz, I got something I got to get off my chest here real quick.
Lay it on me.
The Ducks were wrong, right? We got 75 basis points. The Ducks were wrong. Screw the Ducks. We'll never use
Man,
the Ducks again.
those stupid
But
ducks.
on brighter news, we've got some big news from the server today that I want to let everybody know about before we get started with today's show. Stock Dads has partnered up with one of our favorite trading apps, Momo. And they are partnered with us to give away a free PlayStation 5. Now, I don't know who we had to rub and tug in order to get a PlayStation 5, but I'll tell you this. I'm excited. I'm signing up for it. I hope I win. Listen,
heck yeah.
It's super easy to win, and it takes less than 5 minutes of your time. All you have to do is go to stockdads.com/MOO. And step 2, use the link there to sign up for your free Momo account, and then deposit $100. Now, once you deposit that $100, take a screenshot and email it to support@stockdads.com to be entered to win the PlayStation 5. Now, the winner of the PlayStation 5 will be announced September 30th, so that's just in a couple of days. So be prepared,
soon.
Go do it, get active, reach out to us in the Discord. We'd love to see you there. But not only are you going to get a PS5, you're also going to get 15 free stocks guaranteed, or I'm sorry, up to 15 free stocks guaranteed. And each one of those stocks is going to be valued up to $2,000. This is like free money in the bank, Fuzz.
That's a lot.
Not only are you going to get free money, but you're going to get entered in to win a PlayStation 5. I won a PlayStation 5. I like to play video games and yell at kids that are better at me than at Apex.
Yeah, especially the new Call of Duty's coming out.
Man, I'm telling you, I can't find a good team to save my ass, bro. Like every kid I play with, it's how I alleviate stress when I get home from work. I say hello to the wife, kiss her on the cheek, plug in the Xbox, turn on the headphones, play Apex Legends.
There you go. Yeah,
but I hear PlayStation's a lot better, so maybe I need to get involved with that community.
Yeah, for sure.
So with Christmas coming up soon, a PS5 would make a pretty badass gift for your kids if you're looking to get involved too. So go make the Momo account, take a screenshot, and make sure you send it to support@stockdads.com to be entered to win that. And make sure you obviously deposit $100. Chump change.
It's easy.
At this point. We're making so much money over here at Stock Dads. I mean, $100 should be a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, just $100. Easy. Oh, I think his screen froze up there, buddy. Unless mine froze. No, I'm still good.
Okay. I was like, whoa, something just happened.
There you go.
So the Feds came out 75 basis point, and what happened to the market? We knew this was coming, right? Right. Yep. We knew the drop was coming. Were you able to take action and throw puts against the wall and make it stick?
Heck yeah. That was easy.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably one of the easiest calls to do, right? I mean, that's what I did. I shorted everything that I had money for, and I made money on every single trade I made. It was just puts to the downside. And it was easy. It was a layup, right?
It was aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also exited a stock that I've been holding for a very long time.
Oh.
And I got to be honest here. I had a pretty large holding in Upstart.
Okay.
And listen, sometimes you're just wrong, right? But I knew that the market was going to come down for Upstart, and so I exited my position. I'm looking to harvest my losses before the end of the year. So I've got about 60 days probably a little less than 60 days to repurchase that stock. But I'm going to use those losses to kind of write that tax off because my day trading skills have grown exponentially this year. I mean, it
really has. Yeah.
I mean, as good as it was going up, it's as good going down. So, I mean, at this point, my day trading is just, it's elevated for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I was, mainly a swing trader, but this market has really tested my abilities as a day-to-day trader with some swings here and there. But yeah, it's definitely tightened up the gears for me on the day trading.
It's hard to be a bull in this market, right? I
It
mean,
really
with
is.
everything going down, it's hard to trade to the upside. My advice is to you, get a trading view account and use the inverted application for
Yep.
that. So you turn it all upside down and trade
Right.
to the upside down inverted.
Yeah. If you're on TOS, just type a minus sign in
Yeah,
before your symbol, and it'll flip the chart for you. If you have troubles on being a bear, just flip your chart upside down, and
yeah,
that'll help you.
that's it. Trade it the other way. I mean,
Just don't forget that you did that.
yes, right. So when it says go to the green side, you got
Right.
to push it back.
Yeah, that's
So,
don't do that.
amazing times in the market. I've got to tell you, I'm swing trading puts on AMD because I'm bearish on it enough to want to be an investor later down the road.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
I'm praying for downside on this thing. And when I look at the weekly chart for AMD, I go, this is a no-brainer. This baby's coming back down dramatically. And
Yeah.
so I swung puts for the weekend. We'll see where it goes. But
Makes sense.
with Feds coming out and talking again next week, I can rely on old Jay Powell to potentially make me some money again.
They just can't stop talking.
They can't stop talking. The market goes down, they can't stop talking. It's like regurgitating out the mouth. It's like
Right.
we have to bring everything down. Like, yes,
Yes, we get it. We know what you're doing. And yeah, it's a kind of annoyance at this point, but it's enough of annoyance to pay attention to. No doubt about that. So,
yeah.
we'll
Listen,
see.
that the S&P fell through a key support, which is very bearish in my opinion. How you feeling about the S&P 500 right now, Fuzz?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm waiting for SPX to come down to test its weekly 200, and if we break through that, if we break through the June lows and 39.80 or so, I am expecting things to get a little messy. 35.90, sorry, to come down to the pre-COVID highs at 3,400.
Yep, that's what I've got. I've got about 34 to 3,500.
Yeah, and so we can have a bounce. We could have an oversold bounce, and everybody's short, and the put to call ratio has been way jacked up, of course. So any kind of bounce that we get is going to be aggressive, and it can be aggressive. But I still think that's going to be a new opportunity to get short, to take it just lower. So
yeah, I agree.
That's what I want to do.
I think the market. If you are a green trader, I like to call you green. Not that you're new to the market, but that you can only trade in a bull market or a bull stock. There's not a lot out there to go find, right? But if you are trading that, or if you are that type of trader, you're a catalyst trader, right? You've got to plug into the news. Short of going to get Bloomberg Portal and paying attention to my channel in the server, you've got to find a way to get the news first, right? You've got to go out there and go get it. And then, once you get that, obviously you're not trading on the spike up, you're waiting for some support. But, once you get that catalyst feature, that's going to be the key for you for sure. And Fuzz, do you want to speak on the yield curve at all? Look, I don't want to, chlorophyll, borophyll our members here, but the yield curve is probably something we really want to talk about. Noticing that there may be even a teensy-wincy bit of value in the yield curve right now. What do you think?
Yeah, the 2-year and the 10-year yield curve inversion is definitely something to definitely pay attention to. It's been usually the signal implies bad things to come, and it's deeply inverted at this point. And with I don't want to spook everybody and go buy a nuclear shelter or anything,
away,
but I mean with everything going on in the world, Russia, China, Taiwan, even stuff that we're dealing with the US, there can, of course, be an unforeseen black swan event. I'm not saying something's going to happen, but it could happen. And, this is what the yield inversion kind of implies, that something out there might happen. It's almost like a little fortune tell kind of thing. And, we're seeing it with, copper is shooting down, and that's usually a leading indicator for the economy. There's a lot of negativity out there, and with the yield curve being inverted, I would not ignore that signal by any means. And, as spooky as that may sound, just keep things tight, have a game plan, maybe have some cash on hand. Don't have all your funds out there at this current moment, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but do your homework. But yeah, that yield curve inversion is something that should be on everybody's mind.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I'm a little bit bearish on the market when it comes to looking at the ASPX and the potential bounce there, and the Fed's coming out with more news catalysts, which we'll get to a little bit later in the show here. But like I'm probably bear swinging DocuSign at this point. With the FedEx coming out, and the CEO of FedEx warning of a global recession, and that combined with a hawkish Fed. It's time for some of these tech stocks that rely on extreme growth to see some downside. I mean, look at Adobe. Have you seen Adobe recently?
Dude, that thing is just getting rocked.
Adobe looks like a falling rock.
And it didn't help that they're trying to buy out some company for like $2 billion. People did not appreciate it. I think that's awkward timing, to be honest with you.
Timing. But terrible timing. It's like buying a house at this market.
Right.
You're not supposed to do it. Like, go buy back shares. That's what you're supposed to do.
I guess the thing, let's say you bought a house with crazy interest rate, at 2.75 or maybe even 3%, and when the housing market got hot, you sold. Now you're sitting on a lot of cash, maybe from selling your house. What are you doing right now? Are you sitting on that cash? Did you go out and buy a new house with a higher interest rate at 6%? Are you just renting and maybe waiting things out? That's what I'm curious about. See what other people who may be in that position.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on where they stood at the time they sold their house and their current loan, right? I mean, listen,
right.
If they got $200,000 from selling their home and then they went and bought a $200,000 house with a little bit more, or I'm sorry, a $400,000 house, put $200,000 down, right? I mean, now they're only financing $200,000 with a little bit of a higher interest rate, hopefully a bigger home, right? And so, if that happened, they played the market perfectly, right? But if they didn't and they sat too long and then the prices went too high, I mean, now you're kind of just stuck, right? And you're paying probably $2,500 in rent somewhere at some 1-bedroom apartment with, 1 bathroom, 1 closet. It's pretty rough out there right now, man. So I consider myself pretty lucky. Bought a house at the top of the market. That's what I do best. Buy at the top, sell at the bottom, baby. That's where I'm at. But we got 5.25%, and so we're sitting all right. Look, we love this home. We're gonna be here for the next 10 years.
You got a roof over your head.
That's right. We're locking it in. I've got a huge office that I'm in right now. It's like a 40 by 40. And so just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this space in here, right? I mean, short of doing like workout sessions and becoming like the new workout guy on YouTube.
Oh God.
I mean,
shake weight,
jacks, do squat thrust. I mean, this is gonna be my life here pretty soon. Like,
there you go. P90X it up, man.
Yeah, P90X. Yeah, any Slayers P90X.
Yes, do it. We'll sell it. I'm kind of, you mentioned DocuSign and then Adobe and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we got Nike earnings this week, and I'm going to be watching that because there's been a lot of tightening in China. So we already know things over in China hasn't been going over too well, and not to mention the supply chain issues. So I think Nike's in for the run a little bit this earnings season. So I got my eyes set on Nike for sure on that end, on my end at least.
Yeah, Nike's on Thursday. Fed Jay Powell speaks on Tuesday, so it could bring some dip in front of your buy there for Thursday. So I'd be waiting for that Tuesday dip if you think Nike sales are going to be good. Let's see what else happens on Tuesday.
Rip off the Band-Aid already, man. Just
what's that? Yeah, I know it, right?
Just rip off the Band-Aid.
Well, so he speaks on Tuesday, and then he speaks again on Wednesday, actually, because pending home sales index is there. And then Thursday comes and Fed Chair Bullard speaks again. So, you've got a lot of Fed talks this week. A lot of Fed talks. That's scary. That's super scary.
I
Almost
need.
scary enough that people are actually thinking about buying Bed Bath and Beyond before their earnings.
Yeah, we're doing that again, I guess. So yeah, Bed Bath and Beyond, they got earnings coming up this week, and I think there's plenty of eyes that are going to be on that. Me, I'm not touching it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be involved.
I'm not touching it with your money.
It's a deadbeat company. It's going down.
Micron
I don't
Technology,
care.
so ticker symbol MU, right?
Ah, yeah.
Another chip company.
Semis, baby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point, I'm bearish, right? Because I figure
Right,
what
yeah.
these companies are going to really start doing, like FedEx, is start recognizing the same thing that FedEx has come out and said is their guidance is going to start getting pretty low. And so
Yeah.
with that news, a lot of these stocks are going to start dipping into what I like to call value prices.
Value.
But,
Yeah.
others may say, wow, man, like the market is just folding over itself. If I can get, 2015 prices or 2012 prices, I'm going to soak them up, right?
Yeah. Just buy it
I
up
mean,
at that point.
at this point, I know that my 401k, every time I get paid from my job, is buying this dip, and I get excited knowing that. That
Right.
15, 20 years from now, when I retire, I'm gonna be set. I'm gonna be set.
Yeah. I don't. Did you? Nvidia had their. They released their new graphics card GPUs. They're releasing the 4090s and 4080s, and they look weird, but they pack a punch. They
Right.
look pretty dope. But what I'm excited about that is that it's going to hopefully bring down the prices of the 3080, 3090 series. I could go for a new upgraded GPU, so I'm keeping my eyes out on those and pricing some things out,
I
getting a wish
obviously
list together.
I need to build myself a PC too, and I'm just thinking, man, like, how expensive are these chips gonna get before I'm able to build my PC?
Yeah,
Again, I'm just gonna
yeah.
buy at the top of the market here.
Right. I mean, yeah, it kind of depends. I built mine about 4 years. I built it like right before COVID happened, maybe a year before COVID hit. And
Right.
this was right when AMD was getting bigger and bigger with their technology in comparison to Intel. So I went with AMD, and all in all together, I've put in probably about 1,500
Right.
with some. I started out probably around $900 on my build, but then as I've slowly upgraded parts, probably about 1,500 altogether.
Got you.
So, but it's fun, man. It's a great fun experience to build one instead of
Right.
buying a pre-build. It's worth it to build
Kinda
out
get
the
to
parts.
Frankenstein your own PC.
Yeah. I mean, you can customize literally anything. You can grab RGB and just make it decked out. I've seen people build PCs and aquarium tanks. It's crazy. But
Wow.
yeah, Nvidia, their new GPUs are coming out. I'm hoping that'll drive prices down a little bit. I'm keeping my eyes out on the benchmarks. But a 3080 is going to do the same. It's going to keep you up to date, for the most part. So I'm kind of
Right.
keeping an eye on that.
So, are you watching anything coming into tomorrow's open?
Yeah.
What stocks are you watching to the upside or to the downside? What are your plays? What are you looking at first besides SPY? Don't cop out on the SPY play, Buzz. I know that's what you love to trade.
Yeah,
Go out there, reach
it's
out for an
working.
indice every now and then, my guy.
It's working out so well, though.
I know. Just you can't beat what works every time.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching the XLY group,
Okay.
Tesla, Amazon, McDonald's. I'm watching those guys because the XLY is pretty far away from its June lows as opposed to everything else. So even though things are grossly oversold, we could get a bounce, and if we do, great. But the XLY looks pretty juicy to keep pushing lower. So yeah, I'm going to be watching to see if I can get a good short on Tesla or even Amazon. Nike for sure with their earnings coming up. you can throw in Starbucks, but
Yep.
I think Tesla is going to be Tesla and Amazon. I think those are going to be my favorite this week. But yeah, Nike, Micron, like we talked about. Also, the dollar, it has to cool down if the bulls want to do anything. If you don't have access to the DXY, you can play UUP. That one's, of course, you can buy calls and stuff. I do believe on that one. But yeah, those are definitely going to be my go-tos: Tesla, Amazon, Nike, Home Depot, anything XLY.
With consumer staples really taking the lead last week for
Yeah.
a lot of the market moving, utilities took over the 13-week lead there, and so I'm watching a little bit of utilities, but both of these are risk off signals for me, right? So
Right.
I'm watching XLP, I'm watching XLU. Some of these risk off trades that are really starting to heat up, I think. I'd be watching these for the plays to be considering for some upside if that's the way you trade. But
Right.
looking at XLU with a rounded bottom and then coming out and then breaking new highs. I'm sorry, breaking confirmation here. I'm just watching XLU for that.
I like it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I like the looks of the XLU. It could bounce. I think the damage is done.
Yep.
Possibly because of that double top, like you said. It looks kind of
Yep.
shoddy. It could come down further, but yeah, I
Right.
like the looks of the XLU for sure.
The culprit that we have to consider behind the failure of the traditional relationship between all of these risk off trades
Yeah.
is the spectacular bull market right now in bond prices. Interest rates fell for nearly 40 years since like 1981. They hit their all-time low in March of 2020 as the world stopped from the pandemic, of course. But decades or 4 decades, global capital became accustomed to borrowing rates, getting cheaper and cheaper through time. So you just have to watch these zombie companies. They probably won't be around much longer. You know what I mean? Like all these little penny stocks, right? That don't have a lot going for them. Be
Right.
careful of these guys, right?
Yeah.
These SoFis. I see so many videos on like these YouTube guys are like, SoFi, man, you got to get involved with SoFi. Like,
Right.
yeah, SoFi's at value right now. They're $5.60. Oh my god! Like,
Oh my god!
Get out!
Bye.
Like,
we need that Jim Cramer. That bye.
Yeah, right. Like, get out of my face with this, man. I can't handle it. But I will say this, I think I'm going to ask the stock father to give me like a due diligence channel, because there are penny stocks out there that I like that are going to be some news catalyst driven stocks to be paying attention to between now and the end of the year. One of the ones that I'm watching, and I don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but CTXR. Is that right? Hold on. Let me make sure that I have this right. I don't want to.
Citius Pharmaceuticals?
CTXR. That's right. So CTXR is something that I'm watching. It's a cancer play. And so, stocks like Sava and CLSI and, these types of companies that are geared around, cancer and curing cancer are really going to start heating up after Sava's news. Are you familiar with Sava, Fuzz?
Just the ticker. They're a science company. I know that much, but I like the chart.
The name of this company is Cassava, and they were recently faced with some big headwinds recently due to some regulatory investigation into charges of data manipulation. And the SEC started to look into to see if these guys were manipulating their data in order to get good results for their approval, their FDA approval. And so the SEC actually came on and they said, listen, we're closing, this case. And the recommendation was made to not enforce any action. And so Sava went to the upside, huge. And, at this point, I don't think that there's any stopping Sava. I think Sava is actually one of these stocks that I'm actually bullish on in this market because it's so news driven, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be looking for Sava to kind of get into this confirmation range. But keep your eyes on Sava. I think it's something to watch in the weeks going forward.
Yeah, I like
But
that one.
yeah, keep your eyes on Sava, and also keep your eyes on GLSI and CTXR. And then hopefully I can get a due diligence channel in the Stock Fathers obedience channel.
I'm sure.
Listen,
He'll
I
give you
know
one.
that there's a lot of channels already in our server, and guys, there's a lot of information going on. If you haven't landed into the server yet, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, go to the about page, and join the server. It's such a good spot for us all to hang out and talk our shit, right? I mean, Fuzz goes on live all the time. I'm able to sneak in every now and then and kind of, talk what I'm getting into and stuff, man. It's fun. I like it. I have a good time. So
Yeah.
we'll see you all guys there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show. We'll see you again next Sunday. Fuzz, thank you for coming out and always being here, man. And
man.
look out,
Always a pleasure.
guys. The market is going to be a mover tomorrow and into next week. The Feds are coming in hot with all their talks. So be prepared for some momentum trades because they're coming in hot.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice.